Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Ryan Nordahl here, Epic Whitetail Habitat LLC. If you're new to my channel or you haven't yet, I'd really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on that bell notification. That way every time I upload a new video, you get that notification right away. And any of the products or tools you see me using in these videos, you can always find links in the description below, so you'll want to check that out. But today is day number 2 on a client property here in Buffalo County, Wisconsin, and we're doing some hinge cutting. It is getting to be the end of April here, and we're really hammering down on the projects we've got going here. We're getting into planting season. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's tractors going all around us here on this property, so guys are getting seed in the ground. You know, it's a great time of year. So we're going to continue on with this hinge cutting project, and why don't you follow along? So what we're working on here is we got a field down below us. Big destination crops: alfalfa, soybeans, corn. Alfalfa next to the woods. This is so steep. First little bench is right up here. We're probably about 75, 100 yards from the field edge, but it's so steep down along that field edge that deer just are not going to lay there. But there's a bench here. It's kind of reverse psychology. These does are going to stack up on this bench just below me here, with the bucks back up and behind me with layering. Now, bucks will lay wherever they feel secure, but in theory, does will be down on that bench below with the bucks back up behind me on the ridge here. Alright, so as you can see behind me, we've done a lot of hinge cutting in here today. Really opened up that canopy. I know it doesn't look that great from this angle, but there is an abundance of canopy removed, allowing a lot of sunlight in here. This is really going to green up now, going into the spring and summer. The other thing is, there's no dead ends, and we've created a lot of separation. You can see a lot of separation in behind me, little pockets here and there, even an apple tree back here in the bedding area. We've got a stand just on the other side that follows the ridge. There's a big heavy trail that goes parallel to this bench along the ridge. The ridge extends back to the east. This is going to be a phenomenal setup. We've improved this bedding area. Next year we can come back in here, the landowner can come back in here, we can plug trees in here, conifers, spruce, red cedar. I know a lot of people try to shy away from red cedar, but I love it for bedding cover, thermal cover. Really enhance this, increase the amount of separation there is in here, because I'm going to get a lot of does on this bench. Going to get bucks up in here, but again, security. Not saying bucks won't bed down in here for security purposes, but we can make it better going forward. But we've drastically improved it this year. Drastically improved it. Can't wait to see how this enhanced bedding area performs throughout the summer, especially going into the fall, into the rut, October, November, when it's really time to count. The prickly ash in here is terrible. So what can we do about the prickly ash going forward? I'm not so concerned about it here in 2024, but going forward, 2025 and beyond, we're definitely going to want to get in here with our saws, our pruning shears if we can, get in here, cut it out of here. It has to be managed. I like pockets of it because deer will browse on prickly ash. That's why it has the thorns. We don't like it because it creates hamburger out of our wrists and our arms and legs when we're walking through it. I don't like it. But deer, it's cover, it's browse. It's a preferred browse source. That's why it has thorns on it. It evolved that way as a species to protect itself from animals like deer and other browse species. Now, but I want to control it. I don't want it overcrowding, taking over this area. I want it in here, but I don't want it overtaking this area. Again, we can cut it off and treat those stumps with Tordon going forward. That Tordon will get into the root system. You just squirt it on the stumps and it'll get down into the roots and it'll kill it out of here. That's going to about wrap it up for this property this week. We've got rain coming into the weekend here, but I met my goals. I got half of this property done, the eastern half of this property. We got a couple pockets left on the west side. We'll get back in here next week after the rain subsides, dries out a little bit. We got to have a four-wheeler to access some of these areas. Couldn't up in here, so I don't have a four-wheeler UTV along. We just had to hoof it up in here. There's no four-wheeler UTV access up into this end of the farm. But going forward, we're going to want an ATV to get up top of some of these ridges. We got to go up over a ridge and down into a different ridge system. On another project, I'm going to save that. That'll be our last day in here. I think I got about 2 more days in here and create some good bedding area for this property. Not a lot of oak and stuff in here that I'm really worried about. Yeah, there's some popple in here, but we're just cutting them popple off, letting them fall. We'll get that popple regeneration in here, which we want. Really thicken things back up in here. A lot of park effect going on. Over on the other side, as you saw, we created that blockade, created those pinch points, one up on the ridge, one down below next to the field edge. We've created those 2 pinch points. Really going to enhance that. We've created some bedding pockets down in there as well. Again, this property has been kind of a park effect the last few years. I don't think it's seen a logging in probably 20 years. It's just there's not a lot of desirable timber in here for a timber harvest. A lot of elm, a lot of ash, a lot of dying ash, cherry. Not the best cherry in here at all. Just not a lot of straight timber as far as the cherry goes. Popple in here, again, it's big, it's mature, it's beyond value, so we're just cutting it off. We're going to let it regenerate. Deer love popple shoots, young popple shoots, so we're going to let that happen. And I think it's really going to improve things around here, and it's also going to define deer movement a heck of a lot better past these strategic stand locations in these major pinch points back up here in the woods. And it's just going to give the hunters better access into their stands as well, creating some visual screens and everything to hopefully enhance their hunting going forward. So with that, I'm out of here for the day. I'm possibly out of here for the weekend. We'll see what tomorrow does. It isn't supposed to really rain until later, but I think I'm more apt to be back in here after the weekend into next week. We got a busy schedule coming up. Not saying I can't fit any of you guys in. If you're local here in Wisconsin, southeast Minnesota, northeast Iowa, I can definitely hand you out, hash it out. We're still booking a couple property visits for habitat plans here in May, beginning of May. We still got some time. We still got a couple openings. We're trying to get those filled. So if you're in southeast, or if you're in Wisconsin or Minnesota, northeast Iowa, northern Illinois, I'd be happy to help you out. Otherwise, guys, that's going to wrap it up here for today. And you guys going forward into the weekend, good luck with all your habitat projects. Stay safe. God bless you all. Keep living the dream. Thanks for joining me today.